Chris, speak on it.
It's so crazy out here, the amount of people who don't want to see you eat. I'm going to tell you, you got to gain some type of confidence in God that just says, you know what, Lord, you the real MVP. It don't matter what devil in hell try to come against me. I'm going to eat anyway. I laugh in the face of these demons nowadays. I used to go rah, 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 back and forth because y'all know my talk game is on stupid. I will go back and forth with somebody. But over a while, I just began to gain this faith and this understanding of God that the world is his. This earth is his and the fullness thereof. So be clear, shout, this my daddy house. I'm going to always eat. As long as I stay under him, as long as I keep looking toward him, he's always having plans to prosper me. But God will speak specifically and say, Chris, I'm going to prosper you. But what is your posture going to be like? I can only prosper you based upon your posture. Sometimes the truth is we slump down when we need to sit up. You need to look some people in the face and say, it doesn't matter what you do, sweetheart. I'm always going to eat. My God's going to make sure that I may not be your favorite, but I'm favored by God. How about that? How about that? There's nothing that you're going to be able to do to get food off of my table. Every time you think I'm going to lack, God is going to bring in the harvest. It could be by the hands of somebody else. I don't even have to work hard. I used to get into this mind frame that I got to work so hard. I got to go get it out the mud. I got to go. No. I'm in a position now that blessings are chasing me down. Money's following me. I don't have to do all of that because God called it forward. He said, go bless my servant. And some people going to do that. And some of you just have to understand that we're not fighting carnally out here. Some of y'all bosses, it's so sad how they do y'all out there. They go ahead and cut your hours down. Just the 2 or 3 times a week that you working, when you depending on that 40 hours in order to have provision set for your household. This is what God's saying. Are you dependent on them so much that you forgot about me? The same job I blessed you with, I could take away. And I take some things away just so you can look back to me. Don't ever get caught up on somebody providing for you when I'm the ultimate provider. Look to me. You may not be everybody's favorite on that job, but because you favored by God, you could work 2 to 3 days a week and still have more than a person who worked 40 hours. I'm going to tell you like this. God sent me a dream. Long before things went kind of a little bit crazy at a job that I was on. 6 figures you make it. So you know 6 figures, baby. If you do the math, you eating. This ain't no play eating. You eating. God sent me a dream and said, this boss right here don't want to see me eat. The same boss I'm bringing in thousands of dollars a week for. You don't want to see me eat. I'm making your company money, but you don't want to see me eat. Along the way, also revealed a colleague of mine who was an evil troublemaker, revealed her spirit to me. I said, I hear you, Lord. Before long, things began to kind of go crazy. And exactly the dream that he revealed to me began to happen in awakening. And I said, okay, Lord, you're on to something. One day I woke up, didn't even know. Halfway by noon that day, I was not going to be working that job anymore. God said, go. And I left immediately. Not a 2 weeks notice, but immediately, because God in heaven told me to go. To leave. You don't have to endure this. Leave. They trying to muzzle your plate. Leave. I went and did that, and God then set me up on the double style position. So you ain't going to tell me God can't do it for you. You're not going to tell me that God won't take you away from something else and put you into an even better position, but you got to be willing to give it up. You got to be willing to give it back. Some of you are looking and saying, God, are you too an enemy of me? I'm not prospering in this lifetime. I'm doing good toward people while they giving me evil in return. He says, listen, I got a plan to prosper you, but what will your posture be like? I'm not finna just prosper just anybody. I'm looking at your posture too. Are you calling my word back to me? The promises that I sent to you, that I gave to you and your family. Are you really understanding that? Will you stand even when you don't see? This thing is a faith walk. I'm tested. When I give you a message, I probably done been tested on it. This is real life. Queen of keeping it real, I'm really not lying to you. I love the story of King David. This was before he became king. Little Bible stuff going on here. But he was out, right? 600 army men that he went to go take back territory. They had done ran through the camp. Took the wives, took the kids, took the cattle, took everything that belonged to them. He was like, what? They were in anguish. They were sad. They sobbed until they couldn't sob no more. This is how the Bible describes it. So men crying, all right? Warriors crying. But at the same time, King David got his men and they went to go take back territory. 400 of them were able to physically go. 200 became exhausted along the journey, but stayed back to, be able to watch the equipment. The 400 went in, took theirs and everything that was, accounted for. They went and took it back. Some evil troublemaker said, you know what, David? I don't feel like the 200 that was left behind should be deserving of this cattle. Give them back their kids. Give them back, what it is, their wives. But this cattle, this provision that's been set, they don't deserve that. King David said this. No. They're deserving because they stayed behind, because they watched it. You have to understand this. Listen, you ain't got to work as hard, all right? Some people going to be standing up for you in this season to say, no, no, no. They are deserving of that. And you look to God for those people's heart to be touched, for provision to be set for you. Don't look for these folks out here who are evildoers. But this is the good news about all evildoers. When somebody trying to muzzle something from you, you could be a waitress. You know that somebody put out $40 to tip you, but at the same time, somebody else say $40, that's too much. They ain't even do that. And they take that money back. Both parties will be cursed. When God placed anything in your spirit, you better do it. You better do it. This is a commandment, because you know why? He will curse your entire household and your seeds when you disobey him. When you steal from people, when you steal off the table of people, you have done a terrible thing, because you have stolen from God. Oh, I just stole from Chris. It wasn't like I was stealing from Christ. Yes, you did. He said, that's my child. So when you steal from them, understand what you're doing. Altogether is this: I'm waking you up, letting you know that your Father in heaven has plans to prosper you and not harm you. This is based upon your posture. People in your camp don't want to see you eat, but it's not up to them whether you eat or not. Get yourself up, gird yourself up, get your faith up in God, and just know, I don't care what devil in hell coming against me. I'm going to eat for the rest of my days. My cup runneth over. In Jesus' name, love you much. Mwah.